Singapore Changi Airport isn't just a layover, it's an experience. We had 11 hours in transit, and instead of just waiting around, we turned it into a full on airport adventure. From waterfalls and gardens to Pokemon stores and nap zones. Here's how to make most of your layover at the world's best airport. We recently traveled to Bali via Singapore Airlines and had a long 11-hour layover at Singapore Airport. We landed at Terminal 2, which by the way has been recently renovated and looks absolutely stunning. Now, the first thing we wished to visit was the rain vortex at the Jewel. Since we landed late in the evening, we wanted to make it quick so that we do not miss out on it. The rain vortex generally closes around 10 pm. So we quickly hopped onto the SkyTrain to head to Terminal 1. Now, an important point to note here is that to explore Jewel, you would need to clear immigration since it's in the public zone. We've created a separate video explaining how transit immigration works at Changi, including when you need a visa and when you don't. We have linked it in the description box, so do check it out. Well, welcome to Jewel Changi, home to the world's tallest indoor waterfall, the HSBC Rain Vortex. Standing at 40 meters high, it's surrounded by the lush Shiseido Forest Valley and lights up in the evening with a magical music and light show every hour. It's free to view and one of the best things to do during the layover. Now, Jewel isn't just about nature, it's a shopping paradise. We explored stores like Pokemon Center Singapore, which is the only one outside Japan, and browsed through Muji, Zara, and Apple. After Jewel, we explored Terminal 1's public area, which gives you another angle of the rain vortex. Here, the first thing we visited was the kinetic rain. This whole structure is simply mesmerizing. You can sit here for hours looking at the installation and its amazing movements. We then headed back into the transit zone to discover two underrated gems, the Cactus Garden and the Water Lily Garden. Located on the rooftop, this open air garden has over 100 species of cacti and succulents from around the world. It's a perfect spot for some fresh air and a peaceful escape from the terminal bus.
By creating an imaginary picture. Usually it's something that moves.
Water Lily Garden, on the other hand, is a quieter garden space near gates C1 to C3 featuring beautiful lily ponds and tropical plants. It's a calm, zen like corner perfect for a quick recharge. Next stop is the Terminal 3. The first attraction here is the Birds in Flight display. This is basically a kinetic structure at T3's departure hall. It mimics birds taking flight and adds a touch of elegance to the terminal. Next up was a butterfly garden, an absolute must visit. This double storied tropical butterfly garden houses over 1,000 butterflies along with a waterfall and feeding zones. It's soothing, immersive, and free. If you happen to visit during daytime, you will be able to see most of the butterflies since during night most of them are in the resting phase.
So then, why?
There also is the Crystal Garden, which is located near the central transit area. This garden has large crystal installations surrounded by greenery. It's artistic, aesthetic, and perfect for some Insta worthy shots. We now return to Terminal 2 as our flight to Bali was from here. And surprisingly, we found even more cool spots to chill before takeoff. First up, the Chirpy Chimes, which is a whimsical sound art installation near the garden zones. The gentle chimes and moving birds create a relaxing vibe. Next up was one of the newest attractions, a garden with dynamic lighting, water features, and a dreamy forest feel. Super peaceful and immersive. Dreamscape Garden was one of our favorites. You could sit here for hours listening to the sounds of a rainforest. Besides this is the Fit and Fun Zone. This one was a hidden gem. It's basically a rest area with wellness pods, general exercise zones, and even nap beds. We took a break here, charged our devices, stretched a bit, and it was honestly one of the best spots to wind down before our flight. Last but not the least, we visited the Wonderfall, which is in the T2 public area. Again, you would need to pass through immigration to visit this. This is a massive indoor waterfall feature with digital projections and sound. It's calming, surreal, and a lovely finale to our layover tour. These were some of the main attractions that we covered. Besides these, if you happen to have a long layover during daytime, you could also explore many more attractions and could even book a Singapore tour through Terminal T3, which is basically a free tour where they take you around the city for about 2 or 3 hours. Or you could even book cycles and explore the city yourself. There are also several lounge areas where you can rest and freshen up. All the terminals at Changi are shoppers' paradise. You could find all branded stores out here. So after 11 hours, it was finally time to board our flight to Bali. But not before feeling like we had just been on a mini vacation inside the airport. If you're planning a layover at Changi, don't just sit around, go and explore. Hit that like button if you found this helpful, comment your favorite Changi spot, and subscribe. Our Bali travel vlog is coming up next and you do not want to miss it.